Okay, here it is, May 8th, 2023. I just woke up Central Standard Time about midnight, maybe an hour and 10, hour and 20 minutes ago, and it was thundering outside, lightning all around the house. And I thought, that's strange. There's no rain, but there's all these booms and electrical activity. So I looked on my phone and I saw this. I'm in Alton here. This is Illinois. Just south of Alton is the St. Louis metropolitan area. Up to the upright or northeast, it'd be north-northeast, is Springfield, Illinois. And on the wide shot, you can see where it says Carlinville. Just about a third more distance than Carlinville is Springfield. Or maybe not quite half again. But I'm there where the heart is in the center of it. Now watch this. See that straight line that comes down there? Almost as if someone has taken a finger and streaked it across some wet surface. Odd. Now here's a different shot. This is from KSDK, Channel 5 out of St. Louis. This is Doppler radar. The previous one was from the Windy app on my phone. So look how these, thunderstorms are moving down 20 miles, then up 20 miles. You can now see Springfield to Alton. That in a straight line is about 75 to 80 miles. You have to drive quite east and then north to get there. It's about 110 miles. But in a straight line, it's a lot less. So look how far down south they go. And then they go up north, down south, and then up north. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I'm 49. I've been all over the world. I've seen crazy weather phenomena. Nothing remotely like this. Now, I'm not a person that believes in, see, there's that line again, that straight line. And it's almost, if you overlaid those without a timeline all at once, it'd look like a claw. Like four individual. There's one. Here's a second one. There's a third one. And then if we wait, a fourth one appears near Edwardsville. It's slightly off screen right now. But, yeah, I'm 49. I don't get into like, ooh, Area 51. I don't get into, what do they call them? The stuff in the cloud. Oh, the government's spraying us with stuff. None of that. No, that's not my thing. I'm not into that. But I do believe, like, if there are angelic beings that were cast down from heaven, then these aren't like little creepy monster things running around in the woods with horns. That's weird. They're not some medieval concoction of half human, half dove. They would be like Darth Vader. They would have super high-tech, superhuman things like spacecraft. They would have technology to do stuff we can't even imagine right now because they've been around so much longer. And of course, they're angels. They're literally God's sons. Not saying that they exist. I'm not saying that I've got a big, treasure trove full of information on that. Like you. My evidence is a lot of speculation and based upon things that are very compelling to me, based upon the assumptions I've made in life. But this seems very unexplainable. Like, so unexplainable that it does fall into the realm of, hey, I can go with my gut on this one. And when I see the Windy app, which doesn't use Doppler, it uses a series of weather stations on the ground from everywhere. So like in my town, Alton, it's like 26,000 people or so. There are 15 banks. Each one you can call and get the time and temperature and all of that. So they're pulling in all that kind of data. So they've got like a different height from ground to the atmospheric level than Doppler uses. Now the Doppler thing from KSDK showed that weird up and down of the thunderstorms. Like within 10 minutes, they'd move 20 miles south. And then with probably 5 minutes later, they're up 20 miles farther north than that. That's crazy. That's one thing that's nuts. But then those lines that are drawn looks like little finger trails, like if you put your finger against a car glass after it rained or it was foggy, and you just streaked across it. Like very straight lines. And then right at the end of that straight line appears this big thunderstorm, this like 3 mile wide thunderstorm. I'm guessing the city of Alton on that map is 3 to 4 miles wide, north of Tall. Uh, could be less in spots. None of them are shaped like perfect spheres. So that's bizarre. Those streaks that appeared were at least 7 or 8 miles wide. And as you saw, 60 miles long or so, 50 to 60 miles long. That's like somebody, if you're hovering in a spacecraft, right? And you're this angelic being, you're this Darth Vader type person that's been around for a heck of a long time, and you've got vastly superior technology and tools at your disposal. You've got some little laptop type thing and a pointer, and you just make a streak on a screen and go, okay, well, we want it there, we want it there, we want it there, da 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 da, and it happens. That's what it looks like to me. That is unexplainable. Sure, there's some dork at a weather service that'll go, oh, that makes perfect sense because blah, blah, blah. They don't know. If they knew that much, then they could stop tornadoes from ripping apart a town of 50,000 people in Arkansas or Kansas or something. If they really knew that much, they don't. They don't. That's why all the time it's like the Big Bang thing. They said, oh, it happened this way, and the universe expanded and grew, so the farther we look back toward where the Big Bang happened, the older and more torn apart and dust cloudy looking will the galaxies be. Okay, Webb went up there, looked exactly where they said it happened, and found really young galaxies. Absolutely the opposite of what they said. And now they're kind of hush hush on that. But for decades, they browbeat everybody with that BS theory. And it's like, I'm not opposed to the Big Bang. I'm not like really for it. It's just a theory. That's a working theory. That's somebody throws it up on a chalkboard and says, let's discuss. You can't be connected with theories. That's the point. That's the reason we work with theories, is that someone is free to then come along and go, okay, well, what if it wasn't like that? But these people got so attached to it because their funding, their money was associated with it, right? And so it's like boiling a frog. Slowly, the heat was turned up on them to the point where they didn't realize, but they had become really attached to this Big Bang thing. And Webb goes up there and it's like, nope. Sorry. Nope. That's not what happened. Try again. And so, yeah, we got to try again. Okay, well, sure. And I'm sure there's a big part of the scientific community that's out there saying, well, this is a great opportunity. It kind of sucks to have to start from scratch, and we're going to have some growing pains in this whatever new direction, but at least we got a direction now. We don't have this dead end thing to where we all feared, uh-oh, this guy over here, 4 aisles up and 10 chairs over at the conference, he looks like he's going to figure it out and put me out of a job. Now it's up in the air. Everybody has an equal opportunity to stand up and say, hey, I got a different theory. So in that respect, yeah, that's fine. Now, if you apply that to this, I'm just putting it out there as a theory. Like, that looks manipulated. That does not look natural. That does not look like, well, the weather's following the pattern of the land and this weather pattern and this big 900-mile trough coming up out of the Gulf. No, 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 no. I've been in this area for a very long time, worked outside. This, my life, my income, my world has depended upon this kind of thing. And so I'm very attuned to it. I have a memory of thousands and thousands of days where this type of phenomena has not happened. And I know about as much as can be known on just an observational level. That is not anywhere near normal. That looks manipulated. So, yeah, there you go. Like I say, I'm not in, chemtrails. I totally don't believe in chemtrails. I do believe that the government messed with East St. Louis. I believe that they messed with South Chicago. There's several places around the country where the government has actually done crazy experiments with people. You know, conspiracies happen, right? The light bulb companies, the car companies, the printing companies. If you don't believe in conspiracies, that they actually happen, then you don't believe there's a reason for unions, right? You don't believe in Cripple Creek. You don't believe what J.D. Rockefeller did, the first media campaign. I went to school for media. We learned about this. And most of the beginnings of modern media was founded based upon the reaction to actual conspiracies. The United States is a freak magnet. We've not just brought in, oh, the nicest people around the world. No, we brought in the most cutthroat, ambitious, crazy, do anything kind of people. We've got a lot of Hitlers here. We've got a lot of freak shows here that love freedom because it's stuff they couldn't get away with in their home country. They came here to get away with doing something bad. So I'm just saying, I believe in conspiracies. They do happen. Every lawyer believes that. Every judge knows that for a fact. This isn't a conspiracy. This isn't like, oh, the US government doing things, chemtrails are real, Area 51's housing secret UFO technology. No, 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 no. That stuff is just out there to scare the Russians, right? Or scare somebody else that might be developing something. It's like, oh, we went to the moon. If you went to space with a dog and everything died, right? It's explainable. It just makes sense. This doesn't.